the first award of the evening is usually presented to a one person. The Rose Elizabeth Bird Commitment to Justice Award has been presented to people through the years by our organization, and it usually, as I said, is presented to one person. Tonight, we're presenting it to three people, and there's a reason for that, which will become clear as you meet them and hear about them. I'm going to introduce them individually, and then you have them come up, present the award, and have them speak their truth. Andrew Leander Wilson was Andrew was convicted in 1986 of a murder he did not commit. 31 years old, married, father of a young girl, Andy was taken from his family and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He spent the next 31 years fighting for his freedom, steadfastly maintaining his innocence, while the real perpetrator remained free. Throughout his years of incarceration, Andy determined not only to find freedom, but to be of service to others. And finally, someone listened. 31-year-old Maurice Hastings was convicted in Los Angeles of sexual assault and murder. Please join us, Maurice. And convicted of sexual assault and murder and 2 attempted murders, none of which he committed. At his 1984 trial, the prosecutor tried to get a death sentence, but got a hung jury instead. At his second trial, in 1988, he was convicted and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Hastings always maintained his innocence, even refused a plea deal that would have allowed him to be paroled if he had admitted to the crime. He refused. He tried for years to get DNA testing once it became available, but was repeatedly denied by the then LA District Attorney's Office. Finally, someone intervened, worked with our new DA, got a DNA test, and Maurice was cleared. The actual perpetrator was identified and found to have died in prison 23 years ago. This past October, after spending 38 years in prison for crimes he did not commit, Maurice was freed. Paula Mitchell has been a law professor, a litigator, and like so many heroes, has fought the system, doing the grueling, sometimes heartbreaking work of a criminal defense attorney. For us, she burst on the scene in 2011 as co-author with U.S. Court of Appeals Judge Arthur Alarcon of the Alarcon-Mitchell Report, which showed California's taxpayers they have spent more than $4 billion on capital punishment since it was reinstated in 1978, or $308 million for each of the 13 executions carried out since the death penalty was revived here. Focusing on exonerating the wrongly convicted, exposing systemic flaws in the system, improving standards for using evidence in courtrooms, and advocating for criminal justice reform, Paula served as the legal director at the Loyola Project for the Innocent at Loyola Law School, and is now the director of the Los Angeles Innocence Project at Cal State LA. Her work with both of these organizations finally resulted in the release of these 2 decent, principled men. Decent, principled men who between them have lost 69 years of freedom. The special nature of the circumstances that brought these three lives together are what captured our hearts and made us know all three lives together must be honored together. So on behalf of all of us at Death Penalty Focus, I am proud to present the Rose Elizabeth Byrd Commitment to Justice Award to Andy Wilson, Maurice Hastings, and Paula Mitchell. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Wilson. I'm exoneree out of the state of California, Los Angeles, And I have so many things to be thankful for today, First, I thank God for even recognizing me to, even find these people and help me find these people. Then I have to thank Paula first for being that motivating force in bringing me home. And then my little sister, again, these people believed in me, with a story that I had to tell that even was unbelievable to them until it came out. But I'm grateful. I did 32 years in prison for something that I didn't do, So now that I'm home, I'm the founding donor of Los Angeles Innocent Project, And, to help whoever I can help, it's all I can do, I'm all in, and like a poker hand, it's all in, And I have to thank a group of people that, helped me. I have to thank my wife, Gail Moore Wilson. I have to thank the team that we have now, that's trying to help other people, And all I can say is, when we're in that situation, don't give up, Don't give up, And I'm thankful that you guys accepted me here tonight. And like I say, just don't give up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored tonight, and I thank you. My name is Maurice Hastings to receive this award. This is very surreal. I never pictured this, of everything I went through. I thank you very much for your time. I thank you for your fight against the death penalty. I would like to thank you for honoring me with this award. I would like to thank you for honoring Andrew Wilson, Paula Mitchell, and her colleagues from the Los Angeles Innocent Project. Amen. I would also like to thank everyone here that's striving to abolish the death penalty. It's important that we build humanity and not destroy it. I was one of those that faced the death penalty twice. But if you want to call it a blessing to receive life without, that's what I was blessed with. I'm able to stand here today because I had a life without sentence and the truth came out. Democracy will work. We have to make it work. And it's important that we continue to move forward. So I would like to thank everyone here. I love you. God bless.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I'm Paula Mitchell, and I'm the director of the Los Angeles Innocence Project at Cal State LA, and it is our great honor to be receiving this Rosebird Commitment to Justice Award tonight. We're deeply grateful to Death Penalty Focus for recognizing the work we do and providing us this opportunity to get together. It's really, really wonderful to be among so many friends. Rosebird was a principled public servant who held true to her morals and convictions despite overwhelming and intense opposition by her detractors. She was the 25th Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court and the first woman ever to serve in that esteemed role. She made no secret of her opposition to the death penalty, and she demonstrated over and over again that she was willing to stand up and have the courage to stick to her convictions. Receiving this award, named in her honor, is incredibly meaningful to me and my entire team, who fortunately is here tonight. So I would like to give a round of applause to our amazing staff attorneys at the Los Angeles Innocence Project, Eliza Haney, and I'll just read the next three real fast. Aisha Hussein, Paige McGrail, and Hillary Mormon, all of whom are here. And we would not be here without the incredible assistance and support of our CFO, Andrew Miller. So one thing that was really important to us when we started the Los Angeles Innocence Project is that we be driven by policy advisors who have lived experience. Our policy advisors were wrongfully convicted, wrongfully incarcerated, and later exonerated. And Andy Wilson, who you've heard from tonight, he was modest, but he donated $1 million to allow us to start the project. And this is going to help us provide more legal representation for indigent individuals who are wrongfully incarcerated. One of our other policy advisors who's not with us tonight, Jane Dorotic, has gone on to become a fierce advocate, an outspoken reformer, going to Sacramento, as many of us have, urging the legislature to bring about much needed changes. And last but not least is Frankie Carrillo. So now is when we really have to pump up the volume on the applause, because Frankie's just announced that he's going to run for a seat in the United States Congress. We could not be more excited. Frankie's made amazing contributions to our project, and if elected, he will be the first exoneree ever to hold a seat in Congress. Frankie's voice will be much needed and critically important as we continue our fight to reform the criminal justice system. Andy and Maurice are living testaments to why the death penalty must be abolished once and for all. They both were threatened with the death penalty, and both were later fully exonerated, shown to be innocent of the crimes for which they were convicted. But not until after they had served. Actually, it's over 70 years combined, incarcerated. In Maurice's case, if the jury had decided to sentence him to death, he may well not be here tonight. And he is actually innocent. As Mike said, the DNA, there was a CODIS hit that identified the actual perpetrator in that crime. The actual perpetrator went on to commit additional crimes. And a lot of people are quick to recognize the horror of a wrongful conviction, but a lot of people don't stop and think about the fact that when the wrong person is arrested and convicted, someone is out there continuing to commit these very serious crimes. So it's really a great honor that you have recognized us and recognized Maurice and recognized Andy and their contributions. The Los Angeles Innocence Project is currently investigating other cases, individuals on death row right now in California who have maintained their innocence from day one. The work we do is incredibly difficult, overturning a conviction, getting the attention of the judge, of the court, to listen to the evidence that we've uncovered. At times, it feels both heartbreaking and bone-crushing. The dysfunctional system that we have has become terribly efficient at chewing people up and spitting them out, with very little regard for truth and justice. Doing this important work of changing the system takes courage, it takes determination, hard work, commitment, heart and soul, and yes, money, lots of money. We're nonprofits just as DPF is a nonprofit, and we are so grateful for all of our supporters who come out. We humbly ask all of you here tonight, spread the word, let people know they can help, dig deep into your heart, into your soul, and yes, into your pocketbooks when you can. Help us fight this important fight. It's a system, we need a system that is fair, just, and much, much more humane. And as the governor said, and as Mike said, we are making progress. We have made tremendous progress, but there is much more work to do. Chief Justice Rosebird once said, "This country was not founded by cowards, and cowards will not preserve it." And she was right. It takes courage to call out injustice, especially in the face of those who hold power, so many of whom are willing to abuse that power. We see it every day in the work we do. Your presence here tonight demonstrates that you are willing to stand courageously with us and fight this good fight. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for Death Penalty. Thank you to Death Penalty Focus for choosing to honor us and with this great award. And may justice prevail always. Thank you.
I just want to get a picture of the three of you. This is great. I want to clarify one thing about what moved me so much when I heard from Paula about this trio. Andrew Wilson, when she got him out, he had been, he received a lot of money, or some money somehow, from the state for wrongful conviction. And he, as she said, he gave $1 million of what they had given him to her organization to make it do what it had to do. But that's not all he did. He also said to Paula, "There's somebody else in there who shouldn't be. His name is Maurice Hastings."
I was supposed to make that connection and I forgot, so thank you for doing that, Mike. But I also just want to mention there are a number of exonerees in the room tonight. Marco Contreras is here, Arturo Jimenez is here, Janet Dixon is here, Ruben Penuelas is here. I don't know if I've forgotten anyone, but there's a lot of people in this room who spent decades in prison for crimes they didn't commit, and it's so, so nice to have them all in the room.
Thank you, Mr. Pearl.